Well, babies, today we are going to talk about models of speculation. I know that maybe the word can be like a bit weird for you, speculation, but don't worry. It is not that here. It is not like something really difficult. It's actually really easy. We have talked about modal verbs in the past. What do you remember of modal verbs? What can you tell me of modal verbs? Or which modal verbs do you remember? Who can tell me? Who can give me an example of a modal verb? What is a modal verb or which modal verbs do we have? I can begin. For example, should. Who can give me another one? Oh no, Samu.
Can.
Okay, we have can. What else? Another. Another modal verb, guys. Talk, please. Don't be quiet.
Must. I
Must.
know.
Very good. What else? What else? For example, Sarai. Tell me modal verbs. Which modal verbs do you remember?
Um, mm,
By now we have should, we have
like
can, we have
can,
may.
could,
Okay, could. What else? Something else?
have to.
Have to. Very good. Sophie, do you remember any other? By now we have should, we have can, we have may, have to.
I don't know. Will or would.
Not really. But for example, might, ought to, different modal verbs. Don't forget, babies, that modal verbs are used to give like intention to our sentence. To, for example, give an advice. You should go to the doctor. What am I saying there? If I say, Sophia, you should go to the doctor. What am I saying? Sarai, tell me. I saw your microphone.
Should es como debería, ¿no?
Very good, is to give an advice. For example, if I say, you must visit the doctor. Martin Grajales, what am I saying? You must visit the doctor. Martin?
Yeah.
If I say, you must visit the doctor, what am I saying? What is that?
Then they should visit the doctor. I mean, debería visitar al doctor.
Yeah, but it is not like a suggestion. This is not like an advice. It is more like an order. Debe hacerlo.
No, debes.
Debe hacerlo. Okay, very good. So, as you can see, we have multiple modal verbs, different modal verbs that we can use, guys, in different situations. Today we are going to talk about one group of modal verbs that is really useful in our daily life. So please pay attention, keep it in mind, and take notes. If you have questions, just let me know. I am going to share my screen with you just to make it easier. Okay. Let's do it. Lau, can you please help me reading this first slide?
Modal verbs of speculation. Modal verbs can also be used to refer to speculation about actions. The speaker may not be certain of, or to draw conclusions based on evidence. Whenever we use a modal verb to speculate, we may be deducing about present, past, or future situation, expressing a concrete level of certainty of possibility when doing so.
Thank you. So, babies, as you can see, in this kind of modal verbs, you are going to, this is going to be used to speculate. What is the meaning of speculation or to speculate something? What is that? Who can tell me? What do you imagine if I say that word, speculation? What is to speculate something? Sophie, what do you imagine if I say that word, speculation?
Pues cuando se hacen especulaciones, o sea,
Okay, and what is that?
sobre como hipótesis,
What?
como ideas
Okay,
que tú crees que pueden llegar a ser.
okay. Don't forget to use English. You can do it. So, okay, when you are talking about a hypothetical situation, what else? Any other idea about speculation? What is that? Give me a synonym, one word. Give me a synonym of speculation. For example,
Like hypothesis.
okay, it can be. Give me another one. There is one that it's like really easy. It begins with I. Ima.
Imagination.
Okay, like not imagination, but imagine. To imagine something. So when you are talking about speculation, is when you are going to imagine the situation and when you are going to try to decide or to guess what's going on in that situation, okay? So, in the case of modal verbs of speculation, you are going to use this one when, for example, you are not sure or you can have conclusions of something. You don't have like enough evidence to say that that situation is true or not, but you are almost sure that it is true, okay? So you are going to use it to speculate, and it can be used to speculate about things that happen in the past, in the present, or in the future, okay? And each modal verb is going to give you like a specific like a specific level of certainty about the things that are happening. So modal verbs of speculation to say how sure you are about something. Questions up to this point? Okay, let's continue then. Uh, we have multiple modal verbs, as I was telling you, like at the very beginning of the class, but the modal verbs of speculation are just 5. Yeah? This is just a specific group, and that's the reason why we just have 5. In this case, the modals of speculation are must, may, might, could, and can't. What is the meaning of must? What is the meaning of must?
Debes.
Debe. So you must visit the doctor. You must talk to her. You must do whatever. Okay? It's like another order. What about may? What is the meaning of may?
Como podría.
Podría. So I may go to the supermarket. I may do it. I may not play the piano for 20 hours. Yeah, podría. What about might?
Es como lo mismo que may, pero.
But what is the difference?
Puede que.
Tell me, baby, can you please?
I might is puede que, or so like I might go to this place or something like this.
Something like that. Yeah, actually, these two, may and might, are really, really similar. The difference is that might has I mean, it's a bit it's more possible or something like that. But the huge difference is that may is informal and might is more formal. But the meaning is almost the same. It's so similar. What about could? I could do it, but I don't want to. What's the meaning of could? I could visit my mother, but she doesn't want to see me. Tell me, podría. But this could is going to be related with a condition. For example, the one that I said. I could do it, but I don't want to. I could visit my mother, but I don't have money, for example, in that case. I could travel around the world, but there is a pandemic, so could is podría, but it is going to be related usually with some kind of condition. And finally, can't. What is the meaning of can't?
No puede.
No puede, like impossible. That's impossible. I can't fly. I can't go there because it's dangerous. Like something impossible. Something that is not true. So you are going to keep in mind these five because these five are the ones of the group of modals of speculation. Questions up to this point, babies? Let's continue then. Okay. Babies, usually we could or we can range the use of modal verbs from more to less certain. So you are going to have like the ones with 100% of certainty, not, or like 95% of possibilities, and you are going to have the ones that are just like a 20%. We can range that, so we are going to check it. Let's begin with the use of must, okay? Sophie, can you please help me reading this first slide?
Must certainty. It is used whenever a speaker feels certain that something is true or was true in the past. I read the examples?
Yes, please.
Okay. Examples. He must live here. That's his car outside. Look at that fallen tree across the street. The wind must have blown it down.
Thank you. So, babies, the use of must. You are going to use must to talk about things that you are almost sure were true in the past and in the present, okay? So you can say, for example, this one. He must live here, that's his car outside. You are almost sure that that is true because of the car, but you can be like 100% sure. Or, for example, in the past, you have looked at that fallen tree across the street, the wind must have blown it down. You are not sure if it was the wind, the one who blown it down or blown down the tree. But it is the biggest possibility. Let's imagine that it was a storm and it has been like a really rainy day and something like that. Entonces no sabes si el árbol que está en la calle se cayó, o sea, no estás seguro 100% de que su caída fue debido al viento, pero estás casi seguro. Almost sure, certainty, okay? Must. You are not going to use mustn't. Never. No van a usar la forma negativa del must en este grupo de modal verbs, okay? Just must, the affirmative one. Questions about the use of the modal verb must? Okay, let's continue with the next slide. Now we are going to talk about can't. Martin, can you please help me reading this second slide? Martin Grajales, can you please help me reading this one? Yeah? Is he there? Okay, I guess. Tell me.
Who you asking?
Martin Grajales, is he there?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, Martin, can you please help me reading this second slide? Go ahead.
Okay. Can't essentially impossibility. We use can't when we are certain that something is or was not true or impossible. We cannot use mustn't for this kind of a speculation. Examples. She just lost her job. She can't have much money. Her sister died last month. She can't be feeling very happy. They say they were living at 750. They can't have gone the train.
Thank you very much. So, babies, let's talk about the use of can't. You are going to use it when you are sure, like almost sure, that something is not true or that something is impossible. The use of can't in this group of modal verbs, it is not going to be like I can't fly, como decir no puedo, but it is going to be to express impossibilities or that something is not, it's false, okay? As I was telling you, you cannot use mustn't because in this group of modal verbs, you are not going to use the negative form of mustn't, yeah? It is not like a northern, no lo van a usar. Si usan mustn't, debería decir como ella no debería estar sintiéndose así o algo así. So it is not possible. Mustn't, avoid it. Aquí el mustn't no existe, just can't. We are going to check these examples. She just lost her job. She can't have much money. So you are making a speculation due to the loss of her job. Maybe she has a lot of money, but you don't really know. You are just almost sure that right now she can have money because she doesn't have a job. Okay? The next example is so similar. Her sister died last month. She can't be feeling very happy, but you don't really know what happened if actually she's the one who killed her sister, and she is really happy right now. We don't know. So you are just going to speculate. She can't be feeling very happy. No, no debe estarse sintiendo muy bien. No puede estarse sintiendo muy bien. And finally, they say they were arriving at 7:50. They can't have got to the first train. So maybe the thing is that they lost the train. Maybe they don't want to see you. Maybe they had an accident. There is like a world of possibilities. But the use of can't is to express the one that you are almost sure. Okay? Usually, this can't is used to talk about situations in the present. It is usually used to talk about present things. So, you have like a cause, tienen una causa, and a consequence. And the consequence is going to be the one who is going to include the modal verb, okay? Questions about the use of can't, guys? No questions? Let's continue then. Now let's talk about the use of may, might, and could. Sarai, can you please help me reading this slide, princess?
Eh, these small verbs are used to indicate that something is possible in the present or in the future. We usually the negative we use the negative forms of may not, or may not to talk about possibility but not couldn't.
Okay, stop 1 second there. In this case, babies, you are going to be able to use may and might in the negative way. May not, might not. But could, it is not going to be used in the negative way. Couldn't. So now we have two modal verbs that are not going to be used with its negative forms in this group of speculation. Those ones are must and could. You can't say mustn't, you can't say couldn't, okay? Just keep it in mind. Sarai, please continue with the examples.
It might could rain later this afternoon. The sky is quite dark.
Okay, continue.
She says she didn't break the vase, but she couldn't be lying. I might not see you tomorrow. I won't probably have any spare time. The police could have caught the burglar
Burglar.
burglar when he was leaving the house.
Thank you. Okay, so check out these examples, guys. We have 4 different examples. For example, the first one. It may rain later this afternoon. The sky is quite dark. You are making a speculation, a deduction, by taking into account real evidence. So that's one possibility. You can speculate taking into account the evidence that you have. But it is possible, I mean, maybe the sky is super dark, but it is not going to rain. Yeah, so just speculation. The next one. She says she didn't break the vase, but she could be lying. Here you are going to see the use of could. Dice que no lo rompió, pero podría estar mintiendo. If you use couldn't, you are going to say like, pero podría no estar mintiendo. Entonces sería contradictoria una parte con la otra. That's the reason why you are not going to use the negative form of could, okay? The next one. I might not see you tomorrow. I won't probably have any spare time. That is not 100% sure, but it is like a huge possibility. And finally, what is the meaning of burglar, guys? I told you in one occasion. What is burglar? Who knows? Look at the example. They are talking. Tell me.
Vulgar is like when a person breaks into your house, like thief or something.
Actually, that's it. Burglar is synonym of thief. So the police could have caught the burglar when he was leaving the house. Usually, babies, the major use that you are going to give to might and could is going to be to talk about possibilities in present or in future. Okay? Usually just in present and future, but you can also have situations like this last example where you have something, ellos podrían haberlo atrapado. That is something that is in the past, but it's not that common. The major use of these three modal verbs of speculation are going to be in present or in future. Questions about the use of these three for possibilities up to this point? No questions? Let's continue then. So, babies, how are you going to use the modal verbs of speculation to talk about present situations or situations in present? In this case, you have two possibilities. The first one is the use of modal verb plus infinitive. Don't forget that infinitive is like to plus the normal verb or just the normal verb. And the other one is the use of modal verb plus be plus gerund. Why do you have to add be? Because the gerund is with ing. And don't forget that if you have ing, you are going to have verb to be no matter what, okay? So we are going to check these two examples. The first one, that man in the garden must be our new neighbor. This is modal verb plus infinitive. Can you see? It's just like the modal and the normal verb. So, must be, must have, must go, must sleep, must whatever. Solo ponen el modal verb y el verbo en infinitivo. No ponen nada más. No tienen que agregar nada más. And the other option, she must be watching TV since it's on. She must be sleeping. She must be crying. She must be playing. Can you see? If you are using gerunds, you have to add be before it. Okay, before the gerund. So modal verb be, solo ponen el be, no lo cambian ni por am, ni por ab, ni por nada, solo el be. And then the verb with ing. This is to speculate about present situations, situations in present. Questions about this part?
Hola, profe.
Hi. What happened?
¿Qué
English?
te dijeron?
Yep, don't worry. We are in the grammar explanation, so you are going to find the class, the recording of the class in YouTube, just for you to check it, okay? So
Well,
let's keep going. Don't worry.
okay, thank you.
Okay. So guys, did you have any question about the use of modal verbs of speculation in present situations? No? Let's continue then. Now let's talk about the use of modal verbs of speculation in past. When you are going to speculate of a situation that happened in the past, you have to be really careful with the structure that you are going to use because of course it is going to be in past. So you have also two ways to do it. The first one is modal verb plus present perfect, is this one. Perfect infinitive is the present perfect. Don't forget that this is have plus the perfect participle. Or you can use the modal verb plus have been, literally this expression, just have been, because you are going to use a gerund. That means verb with ing. We are going to check the examples that we have, okay? So, David, are you there? No, he just left the class. Okay, Ivan, can you please help me reading these two examples?
The man on TV must have been of the arrested bank robber.
And the next one?
They say they died. No, the man was dangerous.
They continue.
They must have him because he had already appeared in the newspaper.
Thank you. So here we have the two uses. The first one, that man on TV must have been, so one of the arrested bank robbers. Debió haber sido uno de los arrestados. So if you realize the use of the modal verb, in this case we are just using must, because this is almost the only one that you can use to speculate about past. Almost the one, but not just the only one. Must have been one of the arrested. So modal verb, and then you have present perfect. So must have been, must have gone, must have played, must have seen. Okay? Keep it in mind to speculate about past. And the second one, they must have been lying. Ellos debieron haber estado mintiendo. They could have been lying, for example. That's another way. So the other way to speculate about past situations is with the use of present perfect continuous. So you have this part, have been plus the gerund, verb with ing, and your modal verb. Questions about the use of modal verbs of speculation in past situations? No questions at all?
No.
Okay, and let's finish with the use of modal verbs to speculate on future situations. This use, les puse este ejemplo acá. You know that should and ought to are not part of the modal verbs of speculation. But to speculate, it is going to be exactly the same as this one. You are just going to write the modal verb plus the base form or the word in infinitive. Solamente el verbo en infinitivo. So, as you use should, as you use ought to, you are going to use may, might, and could. No tienen que cambiar absolutamente nada porque van a hacer especulaciones sobre el futuro. So you just have to use it in this way. Let's talk about may. May and might are so similar to talk about quite possible situations, likely possible situations. Yeah, it is like similar, pero digamos que el may tiene un mayor grado de posibilidad que el might. Entonces digamos que este es un 95% y este un 94%. But it's so similar, so don't worry. Just remember that it's because of one is informal and the other one is formal. So we have, I make work late. A speculation about the future. In the case of might, you can say, I might find the time to learn French one day. A speculation about the future. You just have to write the modal verb and the other verb in infinitive, in the base form. And in the case of could, guys, this is possible, it's quite possible, but as I was telling you at the very beginning, there is usually the idea of a condition. Could is not going to be used just like, oh, I could do it, yes, of course. But this is going to be linked to a condition. So, for example, this one, I could finish the work quicker if I had some help. I could go to the party if you invite me. I could do whatever you want if something else happened. Okay? So could, it is going to be used to speculate about the future, but just if you have a condition that is going to be with could. Okay? But however, you just have to write the modal verb and the verb in infinitive. Questions about the use of modal verbs of speculation in future? No questions at all? Of course, we are going to have some time to practice with this, don't worry, today is just the explanation. But if you don't have more questions, that's all. So thank you very much for your attention, guys. Okay, babies, don't forget that you are going to find the recording of the class in the YouTube channel. That will be all for today.